So I have had to make some modifications to my character. I reopened him in layers and I just moved the arms around so they were in the correct position on their own layers. But in this video I'm going to show you how to add a movable hand. So we'll start by just going over what we'd have so far. We have a background layer, we have a character layer. I'm just going to leave it named Chloe for now. We're going to go to our rig straight away. Before we get started, we better anchor our character, so we go to body. So this is just a quick recap on what we should know already. So let's anchor our body. Let's go to the feet and maybe the sternum. Alright, we might put some sticks in the shoulders. And I think that's good. Might just test it quickly. So the feet are no longer moving, head's moving, eyes are blinking, mouth is moving, microphone is currently off, so it's just using my camera. Let's very quickly position him. So again, we're just recapping what we should already know. Next we're going to move his hand. So let's go to rig. Let's select the right arm. Remember, that's his right. Let's start by moving the anchor point. So here it is. Let's put it up here, and let's just see how rig. And we want to create a movable object. So let's grab down here, handle tool, add puppet handle. So let's add a puppet handle to the hand, and let's press record, and let's just see what happens. So if I select his hand, nothing's happening. Go back to rig. Sorry, I did the wrong tool. Learn something every day. I just undid too much, so I'm actually gonna undo this and edit it. But if I forget to edit it, let's select the right arm. Let's select the dragger tool and stick the dragger tool right there. Now let's go record, and we can move his hand. At the moment we can stretch it, and if we stretch it, it's automatically going back, because on my example before I set it up to do that. But you can see it's got a terrible bend. Okay, so let's go and look at some of the options we have here. First of all, dragger tool. Yours will most likely not go back to place. So if I just made some edits, yours return to rest, yours will most likely be held in place like this. So what you need to do to make it return to place is go to your character, go to dragger, go to return to place. You can select time for how long it takes to return to place, for example half a second. It's up to you. Find something that's natural. You still have this problem with my character, that when you're moving his hand, it's giving this disproportionate view of the elbow and stuff. So let's see how we can improve this. So let's go back to rig. We can start by adding some bones. So we can grab our stick tool and we can draw a bone from maybe an elbow to a shoulder. I reckon that was a bit too long. I might do it again. And then do one from the hand to the elbow, and press save. Let's see if that makes any difference. Already you can see that that really thin bend has gone, but we can add a little bit more here as well, so it's no longer getting really thin and disproportionate. If I was doing this properly, I would probably move the elbow position a little bit more, so that it was coming out of the handle of the t-shirt. So let's show you what else you can do. So rig, here's our right arm. Here we can add some puppet behaviors. So right arm plus, select arm IK. Now this arm IK will bring up some more options down here. For example, you want to make sure that the auto bend is ticked. You can also add a threshold so it won't go past a certain point. I'll leave you to play around with that. You can also change the stretchiness and the elbow strength. But just doing what we've done now, it should look a lot more realistic. Okay, so you could add some thresholds in so that it wouldn't do something stupid like this. Maybe that's impossible, right? But there you go, you have movement. Let's very quickly rig up the right hand, so the left arm. So first of all, let's move the shoulder into position. Again, I'm doing this really quickly. I'd expect you to take time in your own puppets and play around, because for every minute of video I make, you can be sure I've been playing around for quite some time just with my character and the settings. Ticked. We might just throw in a threshold here and see what happens. Just so you get we'll make it something silly just so you can understand how it works. Let's go to record. Let's just go down to check this for our left arm. And the dragger. Cool. Alright, what's happening? Alright, that's moving alright. Okay, so that's my right hand done. Next we're going to move on to some triggers. Before we move on, we're going to just show you how to record in layers. So I'm on my Chloe layer and I'm going to press record. And I'm going to stop it straight away because I was very silly and I didn't look at turn this on. So let's go back. I'm on Chloe. Everything's working, test, blah blah blah. Press record. Hello, my name is Mr. Davis, and right now I'm going to show you how to record in layers so I can wave my hand when this is playing. Stop. Go back to the start. Obviously I'm not waving my hand, so you can do that later on. So turn off your eye gaze, turn off your face, turn off your lip sync, turn off your triggers, and right now nothing should be moving on my puppet. Press record. So I introduced myself and then I said to wave your hand. So ooh, they're waving my hand. Press stop. Move the scrubber back to the beginning. Press play.
Hello, my name is Davis, and right now I'm going to show you how to record layers so I can wave my hand when this is playing. Stop. Press.
Obviously I was talking over myself, but you get to see how it works. Now you guys won't know this, but once upon a time I had a hair down to my shoulders. So I've gone and added some hair in Illustrator and it's automatically updated, and I'll just show you my Illustrator file. I've put the hair left and right. I can delete this. If I could see the delete button, I could. So, and I'm going to make it so that my hair flops. So if I go to rig, I select my left, hair, okay, and on my left hair I want to add a dangle. So here's the dangle. I'll put my dangle here and the origin up here. And if I go record, I don't think anything's going to happen. Oh, it's moving a tiny bit, but just to show you exactly what is happening, we can go to our should be a dangle here, I think. Where's my dangle? Maybe it's in rig. Dangles applied. I should be able to play with the options for my dangle. It must be in one of these triggers. Put triggers. Dragger. Physics. There it is. So dragger, physics, dangle. So I can change the stiffness. So if I make it really silly, like, well, let's make it 50, it'll be really obvious what's happening. So now if I move left to right, you should be able to see my hair moving. Still not that obvious, so I might make it more just so you understand what's going on. See how my hair is moving a lot now? It's dangling, so that gives a more natural body movement. So there's another element that you can change. Okay, so we're going to do another quick recording. Hello, my name is Mr. Davis, and right now I am waving my hand. Wowzers. I'm going to go and turn off this, this, and this, and this, and that's it. And I'm going to press go back here. I might just check it is working. Yep. Press record.
Hello, my name is Mr. Davis, and right now I'm waving my hand. Wowzers.
Okay, so I've done that successfully, and down here I have my dragger handle. So if I was to just isolate this, I'm pretty sure I can right click it and I can create a trigger replay, so that every time I press the button 1, it's gonna do what I did in my recording. So it's gonna wave a few times, I guess. So press enter. Let's press record, and I'm just going to be silent, and I'm not going to move the mouse. You'll see it on the screen, but I will press the button 1. As you can see, when I press 1, there's a delay because I didn't do anything straight away, but then my hand moves. So that's how you create a trigger. You can have a lot of fun with triggers. You can add foreign objects. So I did up a quick surfboard. I stuck him in, he updated. He's obviously on another layer called board. So if I go back into character, what you can do is you go to your rig, and here's my board. And obviously you can't see my board, so it's invisible. But down here, I'll delete what I did, if I can. Here's my dragger, which is just my hand at the moment. Sorry, this is just number 1, so if I press number 1, it waves. So I created a swap set. So I pressed plus to create a swap set, and I should probably rename this wave. Okay, but in order to utilize other buttons, for example button number 2, I can go to my rig. My board is invisible, but it's there, so I can drag my board into my swap set. I can then give the trigger of number 2, and then when I'm recording it will appear when I press 2. So I could, for example, I'm going to grab my board and do something like that. It's a very simple example, but I don't want to give you too many ideas because this is going to be your assessment. So you need to come up with something that fits your animation, and you can do as many buttons as you have on the keyboard. Hello, and it's Mr. Davis again. A lot of you may not know, but when I was a young pup, I used to love going to Bondi Beach and having a surf. As you can see, I used to wave at all the people, and occasionally when I felt lazy, I would use triggers and press buttons to do my waving for me, like I just did then. What you may not know is that I used to have hair. Oh my goodness, this is a trigger. My hair is also waving in the strong winds of Bondi Beach. A lot's changed, as you can see, but I preferred it when I did have hair. I also did a lot of surfing. Oops, the background's changed, but I'll change that later. Here's my surfboard, and right now I'm doing a little surfing dance. Well, it's good to see you all, and I look forward to catching up with you later on and seeing you in class. Bye bye.